John, disappointing result to reflect on. Would it be fair to say that the game was lost in the first innings?
Yeah, I think the game was lost in probably about half an hour, to be honest, Radders. We got off to a tremendous start on a pitch that we weren't quite sure of, and then we didn't perform for about half an hour, and we were behind the game then.
Obviously, we hear a lot about the way modern players go about 20 over cricket, 50 over cricket, and they always try to be positive, but there is a dividing line between positive and reckless, and certainly the view in the commentary box was that that line was perhaps crossed once or twice.
Yeah, I'd completely agree with that, and we've spoke about that. Again, this format, the basics of the game in this format of 50 overs still stand up. There's a lot to be said for the old schoolness of building in innings and assessing conditions, as they showed with in the second half with Compton. I thought he played that really well, fair play. But yeah, I'd agree with that. I think we were in 2020 mode today for that period rather than kind of just taking the game a little bit deeper, assessing it, dealing with a bit of pressure and what have you, and yeah, frustrating.
I gather the word from the Kent camp is that probably 250 would have been a reasonable score. Was that about your assessment?
Yes, we thought the same. We're a little bit unsure actually in the first 10 overs, I suppose, because we got off to a tremendous start. But the question was always going to be what happens when the spinners come on. It was a used pitch, it was dry, and I don't think we assessed that. I don't think we gave ourselves long enough to assess how to play the spin out there. And before we knew it, the game was gone.
I was going to say, with Lewis McManus down, it was a case of, once again, James Sales having to try and shepherd the tail, which for a 19-year-old learning the game is not an easy task.
No, and he's been great through this comp, and he's getting some good exposure, and he's learning every day, which is fantastic. He's a modern-day cricketer, bat, ball and field, and he's learning every time. I think he's played the game the right way in all these different difficult situations that he's been in, and he's certainly going to be a bright light of the future, of course. We know that. So the way he played today, he tried to play the game the right way. He assessed what was in front of him and tried to do what he thought was right. So fair play to him. But again, by the time he came in as a young lad, we were behind the game. The game had pretty much gone, I think.
210 was always going to be difficult to defend. Needed early wickets. Got a couple from Nathan Buck, who's in terrific form in this competition. But then a partnership between Compton and Denley, which all but settled it.
Yeah, we did. We fought well. We bowled well. We, a couple of little catches here and there, little half chances go our way. Then all of a sudden it looks different. But again, like you said, if we'd have got 240, 250, then that could have been one hell of a game. I think they'd have had to play really well to get 250. So again, I can't complain about the second half. Ultimately, we lost the game in half an hour. From overs 8 to 15, whatever it was, we were 70 for none and 130 for 5. The game's gone.
And hard to overestimate, you mentioned it already, the contribution of Ben Compton, who exactly what you've been saying about the basics just proved what's possible. Yeah,
look, he played great. He's scored a bucket full of runs this year in different formats, and credit to him. We said it after the Isle of Wight, after the Hampshire game, there is still a place in this format for people to go and bat, build an innings, take time and catch up later on. And that's what he did. And he's won the game. He's been the difference between the two teams. So good luck to him. But I think, I'm all for the flair, I'm all for the the modern day and playing these different shots. I'm a big advocate of that. I think you have to play these shots nowadays in white ball cricket, but I still think there's a place in the game for grafting sometimes.
3 games left, 2 of them at home, first one against Worcestershire on Wednesday. Feeling probably you need to win all 3?
Yes, yeah, I'd agree with that. I think if we're going to put ourselves in the knockout stages, we're going to have to put 3 good games together. So look, it's frustrating today, and we have to turn up with our best next game.
And I suppose it's interesting that 2 home games have both been won, and still 2 home games to go. If nothing else, you've got to make sure that you win those, and then hope that things go your way at Blackpool as well.
Yeah, we do. Look, we've got to take each game as it comes. I know it's a cliche, but we've just got to be better than what we were today.